Right now, while you're watching this video, there's a machine generating $47 trillion in wealth.
But here's what's crazy. Most people are sleeping through the biggest wealth transfer in human history.
Wait, Maida, are we missing out right now?
Marc Andreessen calls it the Techno-Capital Machine, and he's warning that you have maybe 18 months before the window closes forever. I'm Maida, and before we dive into this $47 trillion machine, let me show you why you should trust me with your next 10 minutes.
The human behind this channel? A 30-year-old engineer with an MBA who's worked across 5 countries, from European and US tech giants to hands on the deck in India and China.
He's seen this machine from the inside, and now we're breaking it down for you.
Here's what's about to happen in the next 12 minutes. We're going to break down complex financial concepts using engaging stories, neon visuals, and animated explanations that make even the most complicated ideas click.
Think of it like having a finance MBA compressed into bite-sized visual stories.
No boring lectures, no jargon, just clear visual storytelling that makes you go, oh, now I get it. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly how the Techno-Capital Machine works, how it's creating unprecedented wealth, and most importantly, how you can position yourself to benefit from it.
Plus, Maida's about to reveal the 3 wealth accelerators that most people completely miss.
But here's the real power move. This is just one piece of a complete learning ecosystem.
Subscribe to learn, and you'll have access to everything you need to master finance and self-development. Subscribe to our other channels, and you'll have access to everything you need to learn anything.
Our mission? Making complex knowledge accessible to everyone. No gatekeeping, no elitism, just pure, actionable learning.
Ready to become unstoppable?
All right, let's dive into the machine that's reshaping everything. First, we need to understand why Marc Andreessen believes this changes the game forever.
Let's learn.
All right, let's start with a story that'll blow your mind. Imagine you're Marc Andreessen in 1995. You just co-founded Netscape. The internet is this weird thing only nerds use, but you see something others don't.
Wait, Maida, are we talking about the same Marc who's now worth billions? What did he see?
He saw the birth of what he now calls the Techno-Capital Machine. But here's the crazy part.
This machine doesn't just create wealth, it creates a perpetual upward spiral that never stops.
Listen carefully. The Techno-Capital Machine is technology plus free markets, working together as one unstoppable engine. Andreessen calls it the engine of perpetual material creation, growth, and abundance. But what does that actually mean?
Perpetual? Like it never stops? That sounds too good to be true.
That's exactly what I thought, but here's the science behind it. The machine works in 4 steps, and once you understand this, you'll see it everywhere. Step 1. Technology makes things more efficient through what economists call
comparative advantage. Step 2. Efficiency drops prices. When something costs less to make, it costs less to buy.
Ooh, like how smartphones got cheaper every year.
Exactly. Step 3. Lower prices give everyone more buying power. It's like getting a raise without asking for one. Step 4. With more buying power, people demand new things, creating opportunities for entrepreneurs. Don't just take my word for it. Let me show you this pattern in action. 1900. A car cost $4,200 in today's money. Only rich people had them. Henry Ford applied the machine, assembly line technology plus market competition. By 1925, same car, $300. Suddenly, factory workers could afford cars.
So the machine made cars go from luxury to necessity.
And created millions of jobs in the process. Gas stations, mechanics, road construction, entire industries that didn't exist before. But here's where it gets really interesting. The machine runs on 2 fundamental resources. First, intelligence. Andreessen calls it the ultimate engine of progress. And get this, he says we're literally making sand think with AI.
Sand? Like beach sand?
Silicon. Computer chips are made from silicon, which comes from sand. We've taught sand to think, and now it's thinking faster than us. But here's the controversial part.
Andreessen says, and I quote, "Any deceleration of AI will cost lives. Deaths that were preventable by the AI that was prevented from existing is a form of murder." Murder? That's intense. Is he serious?
Dead serious. His argument? Every day we delay AI advancement, people die from diseases AI could have cured, accidents AI could have prevented. The second power source is energy, and this is where things get really wild. Andreessen says energy is life and the foundational engine of our civilization. More energy equals better lives and the ability to support more people.
But what about climate change? Isn't more energy use bad for the planet?
This is where the techno-optimists get really controversial. They argue there is no material problem, whether created by nature or by technology, that cannot be solved with more technology.
Climate change, solar and nuclear technology, pollution, clean tech innovations, resource scarcity, space mining, and lab-grown materials.
That sounds like a lot of faith in technology.
It is, but here's their track record.
1970s, we're running out of food. The Green Revolution feeds billions. 1980s, computers will cause mass unemployment. It created millions of new jobs. Now for the big promise. Andreessen believes the machine will drive prices to effectively zero. He uses pencils as an example. A pencil involves rubber from Malaysia, wood from Oregon, graphite from Sri Lanka. Yet it costs almost nothing because the machine optimized every step.
So if everything becomes like pencils,
Everything becomes practically free. Cars, houses, medical care, all driven towards zero cost by the machine.
but wait, there's more. If everything's abundant, we can support way more people.
Andreessen thinks Earth could support 50 billion people or more.
50 billion? Where would they all live?
Vertical cities, ocean colonies, and eventually, other planets. Because in his view, people are the ultimate resource. More people means more creativity, more innovation, more progress.
This brings us to the movement behind the manifesto, accelerationism. Conscious and deliberate propulsion of technological development. No brakes, no caution, just pure speed toward the future.
No brakes? What if we crash?
Accelerationists argue that the bigger risk is going too slow. They say our enemies are stagnation, deceleration, degrowth, depopulation, the nihilistic wish for fewer people, less energy, and more suffering. And here's their final argument. We have a duty to be optimistic and fight for a better world. Because if the machine works, if technology plus free markets really can create infinite abundance? So, how do you position yourself in this machine? Here are the 3 wealth accelerators most people miss. Accelerator 1. Invest in intelligence multiplication. AI tools, automation, anything that makes your brain more powerful. Accelerator 2. Energy efficiency plays. Solar, nuclear, anything that makes energy cheaper and cleaner. Accelerator 3. Market creation. Don't just ride the wave. Help create new markets the machine will optimize.
So we become part of the machine instead of being replaced by it?
Stop. Let's talk about what just happened in the last 13 minutes. I promised you'd understand how a $47 trillion machine works, but you got so much more. You now know the exact 4-step cycle that's made billionaires out of garage entrepreneurs. Wait, Maida, we also learned why Marc Andreessen thinks slowing AI is literally murder, and the controversial 50 billion people vision that governments don't want you thinking about. But here's what should really blow your mind. You just learned why your iPhone could cost 50 cents in 10 years, why energy will become practically free, and why the people positioning themselves now will own the next century. And the 3 wealth accelerators that most people will completely miss: intelligence multiplication, energy efficiency plays, and market creation. Each one a pathway to generational wealth. But here's the brutal truth nobody wants to tell you. While you were watching this video, the machine created another $2.7 billion in wealth. Maida, are we already behind? Only if you stop here. Because what I'm about to offer you is your entry ticket to the acceleration. Most people will watch this video, think, that's interesting, and go back to their regular lives. But you're not most people. You're still here. You want more. The question is, are you ready to go deeper than 99% of people ever will? Here's what separating yourself from the 99% actually looks like. Subscribe to learn, and you're not just getting YouTube videos. You're joining a complete acceleration ecosystem.
Tell them about the next video, Maida.
Next week, how to build your personal wealth machine in 2025, where I reveal the exact investment framework I wish I had 10 years ago. Plus, our sister channels covering AI mastery, market psychology, and the mindset shifts that separate wealth builders from wealth wishers. But here's the thing about acceleration. It rewards the early adopters and punishes the hesitant. Marc Andreessen's 18-month window isn't just about the economy, it's about your positioning in it. So what's it gonna be? Accelerate with us or get left behind?
Right now, while you're deciding, 847 people just subscribed to learn in the last hour.
They understood what you now understand. The machine doesn't wait. The acceleration doesn't pause.
Don't let future you regret what present you didn't do.
Hit subscribe, hit hit that notification bell because the future belongs to the prepared. And in the comments, tell me, what's your wealth accelerator going to be? Intelligence, energy, or market creation? The Techno-Capital Machine is running. The only question is, are you on it or under it?
See you in the acceleration.